Hey.
Hola. What's up?
No, it's hey, English.
Hey.
Hey. What's up, Des Moines?
¿Qué onda? What's up?
Mark and Gabe. You guys twins?
Yeah, we're just like 3 years apart.
Oh, wow. It's delayed twinning. Thanks for joining me. We're going to go through numbers for last week and recognition and anybody you want to call out or give some love to for Evo into the storm. Now would be your time. So good week last week. Okay.
Not personally, but yeah.
Well, how do we do as a group? We'll start with the top three rookies. Go ahead, Gabe.
At number 1, we have Orlando. Shout out Orlando.
Where's Orlando selling?
Here.
Who's selling his name? Just kidding. He's probably knocking behind me 10 years ago.
Or Billy.
Or Billy.
Billy left a lot on the table for us.
He did. He just a lot left on that bone.
Sounds like Billy.
All right, Orlando. Who else?
Number 2, we have Alan. Alan and Casper. And I believe Ben's and Casper also, right?
So all three top rookies coming from Jake Woodhouse Senior Management.
Shout out Jake, the GOAT.
That's a good joke. Good GOAT joke. He's a GOAT. He is a freaking stud. Let's do top three vets.
Coming in at number 1, yours truly, Gabe the Babe. Shout out Gabe. Number 2, I don't know how to say that name.
Angel.
Chavez, good job, bro. 11.3.
Big shocker.
And then, yeah, right, he's always up there. And then number 3, of course, Greg's always up there too at 10.6.
Greg just gets it done no matter what. Freaking awesome. I want to highlight Saturday performance because we had Lexi actually called out Gabe. Was she talking some shit?
The whole office, basically.
All of
office against office.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, she was stirring the pot a little bit.
Lexi.
So Billy actually just put it in the group chat, like, who's going to take the top office this weekend, Friday, Saturday. So you know me, man, had to call out everybody. Greg was like, not a chance. Chavez just like, I guess, laughed at the message. Which I guess if y'all are scared, you could just say that next time. But Lexi was the only one that stood up and said, like, let's throw in some bread. I didn't carry my weight, but thankfully Gabe did. And Lexi, for some reason, decided to call me at midnight with all of their office, like, just all riled up. Like, send me money. And I'm like, we have techs on site, and y'all don't really know how to count, I guess. But after everything went through, I think we won by a couple of VFP. So
that's sick.
We take Venmo, Apple Pay, Cash App,
Zelle, IOUs, back-end checks.
And buy ice cream for the squad. So shout out to Matt and Lexi because Tong doesn't gamble.
It's a Mormon thing. Also, on that note, Gabe, you were the number 1 rep in the entire company on Saturday with 7.7. So that is massive. Lexi had a great Saturday as well, but came in short with 4.0. And Angel Chavez always 3-spotting with 3.3. So nice job there. Top offices last week. These numbers are down, but overall, the collective offices are grouping closer together as far as production. I think our lowest office was like 30 accounts and our highest was 65 accounts. And so that gap is getting tighter. I think we have a lot of really solid offices now. Columbus led out. Great job, Brandon and Kyle and boys with 64.3. You guys are fierce competitors, so it's always fun to see you at the top. Casper, 63.7, just wrapping up Gillette, squeezing every account out of that market.
Gillette's gas.
They squeezed it out. And then Savannah up there with 56.7. Savannah's kind of been quiet the last 2 weeks. I know they were dealing, because I texted Preston last night, I was like, man, rough Saturday. I think they did 5 or 6. And that's a 20, 30 account Saturday office. And they were just getting destroyed with weather. So one of those things we forget about this time of year is, in certain places, the weather can definitely come into play. But I'm sure they're going to bounce back and have a huge Memorial Day Monday. And then, Gabe, you actually bageled yesterday. I didn't want to call you out or anything, but today you went out.
You call me Gabe all the time.
Yeah, you're Gabe. Gabe did not bagel on Saturday.
Yeah, I did bagel yesterday. I didn't run a credit until around 8 o'clock.
And then today, what happened? Today's Sunday.
I just told myself I wasn't going to be knocking on a Sunday and not sell. I think with my problem is that I was a lot more I'm mentally strong. It's keeping my emotions in check, not taking everything personal, which I do a good job of relating to the guys. But I guess when I get on my own, I start getting into my head and then start thinking about my insecurities a lot more. So the conversation we had this morning definitely helped, and I was just kept remaining positive in between doors. I had a bunch of good conversations, and then I found my people.
The fact that you went out on a Sunday to make up for it was like, that's wild. Not too many people are doing that.
I mean, if I could work 9 to 9 every day and not have to be at correlation, I would be down for that. Can't do that, right? So
you gotta lead. Nobody.
Nope.
Seth Berbert. Yeah. We're talking to you. And then just one thing that I want to talk about. You guys don't want to watch these, all day long, so we'll wrap it up, keep it quick. But we're gonna have a training by Gabe himself here in a minute. That'll follow up in a separate video. We feel like we had a super strong preseason, and numbers are a little stagnant right now. As the rookie numbers were a little bit low this week, we should have rookies hitting at least 5 to 10. By now, Memorial Day is the hump, where once we get past that, like this is the crew we have. This is who's staying. So we got to make sure these guys are selling every day, making money every day. The big misconception is third looks right now. It feels like a win, but it's Usually not. It ends up being a lot of schedule outs that don't get installed because of the upfront money and the time it takes when you create a package, you set price, and then they go to a third look. And all of a sudden you're backtracking, you're coming up with upfront money. It's a tough situation to be in for a lot of us. And so we're not trying to open the funnel as far as like, hey, now we can self-fail credits. Or we can self-fail credits if they can afford it, right? Like that's the difference. Is if somebody fails credit, but they can afford it and the down payment, then it's easy, it should be a smooth transition. But make sure you're bringing it up early in your sale. And then have a package created as an office that you can turn on to third looks if they qualify for that. But we're wasting too much time with them, especially the rookies. Oh, I almost got this one, but down payment, like that story's great, but it's not going to help them. The average third looks payable RMR right now is $49. That's not great. Like our average citizens is $90. And so it's almost double for citizens than it is a third look. And you're way more profitable. You can actually go negative on third looks on a citizen. So the best thing to do would be very quick to either get the deal done or move on to the next one. Our average upgrade is $29. Our average upgrade, as long as it's not like a technical issue with like name issue or credit thing, but our average upgrades should be easy, fast, and they're paying 1/3 less than a third look. And so I would say go pound out, a couple upgrades and a citizens versus wasting time on third looks. I know a lot of offices aren't even recognizing third looks anymore in their correlations. They're just recognizing EFP and on citizens. Anyhow, let's fix that, get these numbers up. We should have a couple offices breaking 100 this week. So I'm excited to see that. Any last words out there to the group before they go hit it?
I want to give a shout out to Matt. Shout out Wheels. Matt Larson's killing it right now.
Matt's a stud. I was texting
Matt's a
him.
stud. He's killing it. Tell him that he's going to take a week off and I'm going to just pull away.
He's actually not.
Oh, he's not up though.
So we were like, hey, Matt, Billy called him. He's like, hey, Matt, I know you got a wedding. You need to be gone that long. And he's like, not really. Like, I'm stressing out as well. Like, let me call the airline and switch my flight and see, like, they just fly in and fly out. So he's only going to miss like 2 days. That's Matt.
Shout out goes to Orlando. Orlando actually finished the top rookie in the region last week. And he actually quit last summer. We would have saw him in his door approach last summer. It was like he was just freezing up. And the kid's going to be a stud. He 3-spotted yesterday, 3-spotted our last day in Midland, our last blitz before the summer started. So shout out to Orlando, bro.
That's awesome.
I don't want to call anybody out. I'm going to call myself out, though. I had a goal of hitting 200 accounts this summer, and I'm totally not on pace to do that. But I'm going to get my shit together and put my head down.
So even as vets, like we expect us to come into summer hitting our stride of like, okay, I'm going to do 200 accounts. I got to do 12 a week times this. It still doesn't work that way. There's still a curve for vets where it's still like rookies, it's like this. But for vets, it still does this. It's still, you don't hit your stride until June, July, a lot of the time as a vet. The numbers, it's very rare for even Greg Jacobson to be throwing in double digits this early in the summer. And then, come August, he's like throwing in 15. Jake Woodhouse is you hit your stride and that comes later. So you can't really look at I'm on track or I'm not on track unless you're looking at it on a bell curve. Just keep that in mind, especially with the rookies. But that's it. Have a good week.